Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. We love to go deep.
I do love to go deep.
And today we're exploring something called
Oh.
the 4 frequencies of consciousness expansion.
Oh, very interesting.
Now, I know that might sound a little
Yeah.
intimidating or heady or like a little too out there,
Yeah.
but trust me,
Okay.
this is going to be a fun one.
I'm ready.
It's more like a roadmap for leveling up your life.
Okay.
Think spiritual Candyland,
Uh-huh.
but with real-world results.
I like it.
Okay, so have you ever felt like life is just
Yeah.
happening to you
Sure.
instead of for you?
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, like you're just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah.
Well, this deep dive is all about shifting that energy.
That's a great way to put it. And what's fascinating about this framework is that it recognizes we all vibrate at different frequencies of consciousness.
Okay.
And each frequency comes with its own unique set of challenges and opportunities for growth.
So it's kind of like we're all
Yeah.
on different levels of this video game.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah, and we're trying to level up.
Absolutely.
So let's start unpacking this.
Okay.
Starting with the first frequency.
Let's do it.
This one is called smoke and mirrors,
Okay.
also known as the ashes stage.
Okay.
It's that feeling of being powerless,
Mm.
like you're a tiny boat tossed around in a stormy sea.
I know that feeling.
We all do.
Totally.
You just feel like you can't control anything.
Right.
So the source material connects this to a constricted heart chakra.
Interesting.
Now, I know some of our listeners may
Yeah.
not be familiar with the
That's
whole chakra thing.
Yeah.
So can you give us a little...
Yeah. So in various spiritual traditions, chakras are considered energy centers within the body.
Okay.
And the heart chakra, which is located in the center of your chest, right in the middle of your chest, relates to love,
Okay.
compassion, and connection.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's constricted,
What does that mean?
well, it means that energy is not flowing freely through that chakra.
So it's kind of like a blocked...
Yeah, like a blocked pipe.
Okay.
And that can manifest in different ways. Like you might struggle with self-love or have difficulty connecting with others.
Mm-hmm.
You might also find yourself constantly blaming external factors for your situation.
So it's like you're giving away your power.
Exactly. It's like you're saying, oh, it's not my fault, it's their fault.
Right. Or the universe is against me.
Yeah, exactly. Or life is just unfair.
It's like being stuck in the ashes of a burnt-out fire,
Mm-hmm.
unable to see the potential for new growth.
Yeah, I love that analogy.
So I remember a time when I was going through a tough breakup,
Oh, yeah.
and I felt completely lost.
Yeah, breakups are tough.
Heartbroken, blaming my ex for everything that went wrong.
Mm.
And it took some serious soul-searching and journaling to
Yeah.
realize that
To realize.
it was giving away my power by not owning my role in the relationship.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
It was.
It is.
Yeah. It was a big realization.
That's such a relatable example.
Thanks.
And it highlights a key point.
What's that?
Recognizing these patterns is the first step towards shifting out of this frequency.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, the source material suggests using empowering questions.
Okay.
Like, what can I learn from this experience?
Mm-hmm.
Or, what's one small thing I can take responsibility for today?
So instead of asking,
Yeah.
why is this happening to me?
Exactly.
We're asking,
What can I learn from this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And these questions help you reclaim your power by focusing on what you can control.
It's about taking back the reins.
Yes.
Instead of feeling like you're
Yeah.
just a passenger.
Right.
And journaling can be incredibly powerful for processing those feelings
Absolutely.
and gaining clarity.
And it's a great way to get all those thoughts and emotions out of your head and onto paper.
It really is.
And then you can start to see them more objectively.
And even simple affirmations, like, I am strong enough to handle this.
I love that one.
It's a good one.
Can help build self-compassion and create a foundation for moving forward.
This is about cultivating the belief
Yeah.
that you have the power to create positive change in your life.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but a powerful creator of your reality.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay, so once we start to recognize those limiting beliefs
Yeah.
and take some responsibility,
Right.
we can begin to rise from the ashes, right?
Yes.
Which brings us to frequency 2,
Ooh, exciting.
the Phoenix Rising
Mhm.
or the Manifester stage.
I love that name.
It's pretty epic.
It is.
So this frequency is all about...
It's all about action.
Okay.
And embodying that I am the creator of my reality energy.
So it's like
Yeah.
we're taking that power back and
Mhm.
we're starting to use it to create the life we want.
The text uses the term masculine energy here,
Oh.
which isn't about gender, but about embracing qualities like assertiveness, focus, and taking charge.
I like that clarification.
Because I think sometimes people get hung up on the gendered language,
Totally.
but it's really about the energy behind it.
So it's about that go-getter energy.
Exactly like the phoenix rising from the ashes, ready to soar.
That's a powerful image.
It is, isn't it?
But, some might say this emphasis on masculine energy reinforces traditional gender roles.
That's a valid point.
So how does this framework apply to people?
That's an important question. You're right. The language can feel a bit limiting.
Yeah.
What's really being highlighted here is the energy of taking action, of making things happen.
So it's not about being a man.
No, it's about tapping into your inner drive and motivation, regardless of your gender identity.
Okay, so it's about becoming a conscious creator.
Exactly.
Not just wishing for things,
Right.
but taking concrete steps to make them a reality.
The source emphasizes practical manifestation. Okay.
Which means aligning your actions with your vision.
So it's about moving beyond the vision board and
Yes.
taking
Inspired action.
inspired action. I like that.
Yeah.
So instead of just dreaming about that dream job, you're updating your resume, networking,
Exactly.
and actively putting yourself out there.
You're taking those steps to make it happen.
Love it. Okay, so we're moving from feeling powerless
Right.
to taking charge.
To becoming a conscious creator.
But there's more to this journey.
There is.
What happens when we start to master that manifestor energy?
That's where things get really interesting.
I'm intrigued.
It's where we transition from simply doing to being.
Ooh.
And that brings us to frequency 3,
Okay.
fire alchemy,
Ooh. I love the sound of that.
also known as the balanced creator.
What comes to mind for me is a sense of flow.
Mm-hmm.
Things effortlessly falling into place.
Yeah.
Being in sync with the universe.
That's a beautiful way to describe it. But fire alchemy, what does that even mean?
It's about integrating the so-called masculine and feminine energies within ourselves.
Oh.
Again, this isn't about gender roles,
Right.
but about finding the balance between action and surrender.
So it's not just about hustling and making things happen,
Right.
but also about trusting the process.
Yes.
And allowing things to unfold naturally.
You got it.
Okay.
It's understanding that we are co-creators with the universe.
That's powerful.
We bring our vision, our intentions, and our actions,
Mm-hmm.
but we also surrender to a higher power, trusting that things will unfold in perfect timing.
I love that.
It's a beautiful dance.
Now, this resonates deeply with me because I've found that
Yes.
when I try to force things, they often feel clunky and
Right.
out of alignment.
Like you're pushing a square peg into a round hole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when I learn to trust the process, surrender to the flow,
Yeah.
and allow things to unfold naturally,
That's when the magic happens.
that's when the magic happens.
Exactly.
So in this frequency, we're cultivating that deep trust in ourselves and the universe.
And the source material emphasizes embracing discomfort as a signal for growth.
Discomfort.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, it's about knowing that we are always supported even when things feel challenging.
Okay, so discomfort is not a sign that we're on the wrong path.
It's a sign that we're growing.
It's a sign that
It's a sign that we're stretching ourselves beyond our comfort zones.
it's like growing pains.
Exactly.
So in this frequency, we're embracing the discomfort
Yes.
and trusting that.
Trusting that it's leading us somewhere good.
Okay, so what are some practical tools
Yeah, good
for
point.
shifting into this fire alchemy energy?
Well, finding balance in your daily routines is key.
Okay.
Incorporating practices that nurture both your action-oriented and your receptive side.
So give me an example.
For example, you might plan your day meticulously,
Hmm?
but also leave space for spontaneous inspiration.
So structure,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also flexibility.
Yes, exactly. It's about finding that balance.
What about affirmations?
Affirmations are great.
Do those play a role in this frequency?
Absolutely. Affirmations like I trust the universe and the universe trusts me can be incredibly powerful in strengthening that sense of co-creation.
I love that.
It's a beautiful affirmation.
It really is. It's like we're reminding ourselves of this powerful partnership, this dance between our human efforts
Right.
and the divine guidance of the universe.
Exactly. And from this space of balanced creation, we can begin to access an even deeper level of consciousness.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting.
I'm ready.
We're talking about frequency 4,
Okay.
divine flow,
Ooh.
or oneness consciousness.
Wow. Just saying those words evokes a sense of expansiveness.
I know, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
So this frequency is all about...
Its frequency is all about transcending duality,
Okay.
moving beyond the limitations of the ego, and tapping into the vastness of universal consciousness.
So what does that even mean?
It's recognizing that we are not separate,
Okay.
but interconnected beings, all part of a greater whole.
Okay, so help me understand this. Instead of things happening to me, by me, or even through me,
Right.
it's about
things happening as me.
like I'm a channel for the universe to express itself.
Yes, you're getting it.
Wow, okay.
Imagine yourself as a conduit for collective consciousness, a vessel through which divine energy flows effortlessly.
Okay.
In this state, manifestation becomes a natural byproduct of alignment with our soul purpose and the greater good.
This is next level stuff.
It is.
So how does this oneness consciousness
Yeah.
manifest in everyday life?
Good question. Imagine this.
Okay.
You experience profound inner peace and a detachment from outcomes because you trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't appear that way on the surface. Your actions become effortless, guided by a deep sense of purpose and alignment with the collective good. You radiate a natural magnetism, attracting opportunities and connections with ease.
Wow. So it's like we become magnets for...
Good things for things that are meant for us.
It sounds like a state of pure harmony and effortless flow.
Really is a beautiful state of being.
But I imagine reaching this level of consciousness is a journey with its own set of challenges.
Absolutely.
So what are some things that might hold someone back?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is the ego's resistance to surrender.
The ego?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The ego wants to maintain control, to hold on to its sense of separateness, and that can create a lot of inner turmoil.
It's like that old saying, the ego's a wonderful servant but a terrible master.
Exactly.
So it's about
learning to quiet the ego and surrender to something greater than ourselves.
the flow.
To the flow, to the universe, to the divine, whatever resonates with you.
This deep dive has been such a mind-expanding exploration of human consciousness.
It has.
And the potential for growth and evolution that lies within each of us.
Absolutely.
I feel inspired to keep exploring these frequencies and see where this journey takes me.
And remember, it's not about reaching the final level and then stopping. It's about embracing the ongoing journey of growth and expansion, the continuous dance between the finite and the infinite.
It's about recognizing that we are all works in progress.
Yes.
And that the journey itself is the destination.
Beautifully said. Welcome back to our deep dive into the 4 frequencies of consciousness expansion. Before we move on, I thought it would be helpful to circle back to the first frequency for a moment.
You mean the smoke and mirror stage, that feeling of being stuck in the ashes?
Exactly. We talked about it conceptually, but I think it's helpful to get really specific about what this frequency might look like in your everyday life.
Yeah, like what are some telltale signs that someone might be operating from that smoke and mirrors energy?
Think about it this way. You might hear someone stuck in this frequency say things like, "It's not my fault," or "Life is just unfair." There's a sense of feeling like life is happening to them rather than for them.
Oh, so it's not just about having a bad day or
No, not at all.
feeling down on your luck.
It's a deeper pattern.
It's like they're wearing those smoke and mirrors glasses that distort their perception.
Exactly, and keep them from seeing their own power to change things.
Okay, so they might complain a lot.
Yes, constantly complaining about their circumstances, blaming others for their problems.
Playing the victim?
Exactly.
But the cool thing is, this framework offers a way out.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's where those empowering questions we discussed earlier come into play.
Like, what is this teaching me?
Yes. Or, what's one small thing I can take responsibility for today?
So we're shifting from, why is this happening to me?
Exactly. To a more empowered perspective.
Yeah.
What can I do about it?
Love it. Okay, so once we start asking those questions, we can begin to
rise from the ashes like the phoenix.
Exactly.
Cool.
Which brings us to
frequency 2.
The phoenix soars, or the manifester stage.
This is where things start to get really exciting.
Okay, so at this stage, we're taking action.
We're stepping into our power setting goals, making things happen.
We're not just talking about it anymore.
No, we're walking the walk.
I love it. But I imagine this level comes with its own set of challenges.
Of course, every level has its challenges.
What are some common pitfalls you see people encounter at this stage?
One trap is getting so caught up in the doing that you lose sight of the being.
So it's like we're so focused on achieving our goals that we forget to enjoy the journey.
Exactly. It's like we're so busy climbing the ladder of success that we forget to ask ourselves if it's even leaning against the right wall.
Well, that's a good one. We've all been there.
We have. We've all been there.
Okay, so how do we avoid that trap?
Well, it's about checking in with yourself regularly.
Okay.
Asking yourself, am I aligned with my values? Am I enjoying the process? Or am I just focused on the outcome?
So it's about being mindful.
Yes, exactly. Being present in each moment.
And what about affirmations?
Affirmations can be really helpful here, too.
Like what?
Something like, I am a creator, and I take inspired action towards my dreams.
It's like we're rewiring our brains to believe in our own power, to create the life we desire.
You got it.
Okay, so we've moved from feeling powerless to taking charge.
Right. From the ashes to the phoenix.
But there's still more to explore.
There is so much more.
What's next?
Well, next we move into the alchemist's dance.
Ooh, that sounds intriguing.
It's about mastering that balance between action and surrender, effort and flow.
So it's like we're taking everything we've learned about personal power, manifestation, and surrender.
Yes.
And we're blending it all together.
Exactly. We're becoming alchemists, transforming our lives through this delicate dance.
What would you say distinguishes someone operating at this frequency?
One of the key things you'll notice is a deep sense of alignment.
Alignment.
Yes, between their purpose and their actions.
Okay.
They move through their day with a sense of ease and flow, effortlessly navigating challenges, attracting opportunities that are in perfect alignment with their highest good.
So they make it look easy.
Effortless.
But it's not always easy, is it?
No, it takes practice and it's an ongoing process.
What are some signs that someone might be struggling with this?
Well, sometimes you'll see people swinging between extremes.
Extremes like what?
Either pushing too hard, trying to control every aspect of their lives,
Well,
or becoming passive, expecting the universe to do all the work for them.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly, that sweet spot between action and surrender, knowing when to step up and take charge, and when to let go and trust the process.
Trusting the process.
Yes, that's key at this stage.
And what about discomfort?
Discomfort is still part of the journey.
Okay, so we're not trying to avoid it.
No, we're learning to embrace it, to see it as a signal for growth.
So discomfort is not a sign that we're doing something wrong.
Not necessarily. It might just mean we're stretching ourselves, expanding our comfort zones.
Like growing pains.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're embracing the discomfort and we're trusting.
Trusting that it's leading us to our highest good.
Okay, so what are some practices
that
can help us cultivate this fire alchemy energy?
Well, things like yoga meditation or spending time in nature.
Those are all great.
They can help you connect with your inner wisdom
and
tap into that flow of universal energy.
So it's about finding those practices that help you feel grounded and centered.
Exactly.
And from that space of centeredness, you can start to
create magic.
Yes.
Manifest your dreams.
And move towards that final frequency.
Divine harmony.
The ultimate state of oneness.
It is the culmination of this journey, the integration of all the previous levels.
So what does it actually feel like to operate from this frequency?
Imagine a deep sense of peace and inner stillness. There's no longer attachment to outcomes because you know that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't look that way on the surface.
So it's like a deep sense of trust.
Exactly. You trust the universe completely.
And you're not attached to things working out.
You know that everything is happening for your highest good.
Wow.
You also radiate a sense of unconditional love and compassion, extending kindness and acceptance to yourself and all beings.
So it's not just about personal enlightenment.
It's about extending that love and compassion outwards.
That's like we become beacons of light.
Yes.
Illuminating the world with our presence.
Exactly.
I love it. But I imagine this level is not for the faint of heart.
It takes courage and dedication.
What are some challenges people might face as they journey?
Yeah, one of the biggest hurdles is the ego's resistance to surrender.
That ego again.
It's a tricky one. It wants to hold on to control to its sense of separateness.
So how do we overcome?
It's a process of becoming aware of the ego's tricks, noticing when it's trying to run the show.
And gently guiding it back.
Exactly, reminding it that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are something much vaster and more expansive.
So it's a journey of self-discovery.
It is, and it's a lifelong journey.
And ultimately, isn't this level about recognizing our interconnectedness?
It is. It's about experiencing the world through the lens of unity, recognizing the divine spark in all beings and living in service to the greater good.
Wow.
It's a beautiful vision, isn't it?
It is. This deep dive has been such a profound exploration
It has.
of human consciousness and the potential for growth and evolution.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
Go.
There's so much more to explore and discover.
I'm excited to continue the journey.
Me too.
All right, so welcome back to our deep dive into the 4 frequencies of consciousness expansion. We've covered a lot of ground, from feeling lost in the ashes to soaring with the phoenix.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey.
It has been a journey. And, in this last part, I really want to dive into some tools and techniques.
Yes, let's get practical.
Because we've talked a lot about, the concepts and different levels.
Right.
But now I want to know...
Yeah, how do we actually do this?
Yeah, how do we actually...
How do we level up?
Level up, exactly.
Well, one practice that can be beneficial across all frequencies is mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Yeah.
So whether you're feeling stuck in those ashes or you're already soaring like the phoenix, mindfulness can be transformative.
It's like hitting the pause button on autopilot.
Oh, I like that.
And becoming the observer of your own experience.
So how do we do that?
Well, you don't need to carve out hours for meditation retreats.
Okay.
Although those are great too.
Right.
Even simple practices like mindful breathing, body scans, or just taking a moment to truly savor your morning coffee.
Just like being present.
Yes, exactly. Being fully present in the moment.
Okay, so it's about slowing down, tuning in, becoming more aware of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations.
And then from that space of awareness, you can start to make conscious choices about how you want to show up in the world.
So mindfulness is like the foundation.
It is. It's like the soil from which everything else grows.
What about visualization?
Visualization is another powerful tool, especially for those in the manifestor stage.
Okay, so that's that second frequency.
Yes, where you're really starting to step into your power.
So how does visualization work?
Well, imagine yourself living the life of your dreams.
Okay.
Feel the emotions, experience the sensations as if it were already happening.
So it's not just about thinking about it.
No, it's about feeling it, embodying it.
So we're creating a mental movie.
Exactly.
Of our desired reality.
And then stepping into that movie and becoming the main character.
I love that.
It's a powerful technique.
But I imagine visualization can also be tricky.
Oh, for sure. There are definitely some common pitfalls.
Like what?
Well, one common mistake is focusing solely on the end goal without considering the steps involved.
Oh, so it's not enough to just visualize winning the lottery.
Right.
Yeah.
You also need to visualize buying the ticket.
Okay, so we need to break it down.
Yeah, create a step-by-step plan and visualize yourself taking those steps.
So it's about being both visionary and practical.
Exactly.
What else?
Another trap is getting attached to a specific outcome.
Okay.
Remember, the universe works in mysterious ways.
Right.
Sometimes our desires manifest in ways we couldn't have imagined.
So it's about surrendering to the flow.
Yes. Trusting that the universe has our back.
Even if things don't unfold exactly as we planned.
Exactly.
Okay, now as we move into that fire alchemy stage.
Yes, that beautiful dance of action and surrender.
What are some practices that can support us?
Well, things like yoga meditation or spending time in nature can be incredibly helpful.
I love all those.
They can help you connect with your inner wisdom.
Yeah.
And tap into that flow of universal energy.
So it's about finding practices that help us feel grounded and centered.
Exactly.
And from that space of centeredness, we can start to really co-create with the universe.
Yes. And that brings us to the final frequency, divine harmony.
Now, this one's a little bit more mystical, I guess you could say.
It is. It's about transcending the limitations of the ego and merging with the infinite.
So what are some practices that can help us access that level of consciousness?
Well, practices like mantra meditation, energy healing, or even acts of selfless service. Yeah, like volunteering or helping others.
Okay.
These practices can help you shift your focus from the individual self to the collective.
So it's about recognizing that we are all interconnected.
Exactly. We are all part of something much greater than ourselves. Wow.
It's a beautiful realization.
It is. This deep dive has been such an incredible journey.
It has been a privilege to share this journey with you.
And I feel like we've been given a real toolkit for conscious living.
Absolutely. A toolkit filled with practices and principles to help you create a life that is aligned with your highest potential.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with a few questions.
Okay, I love questions.
What frequency are you currently experiencing?
Mm-hmm.
What tools and practices resonate most with you?
Good questions.
And what small step can you take today
Mm.
to shift your energy
Yeah.
and align with your highest potential?
Remember, you are a powerful creator.
We are all powerful creators.
We are.
And it's up to us to choose
Mm.
which frequency we want to operate from.
And to use these tools and practices to support our journey.
Exactly. So until next time,
Mm-hmm.
keep diving deep
Keep exploring, keep growing.
and keep shining your light.